On May 18, 2009, the government forces occupied the last remaining no-fire zones. Thousands of civilians were killed. Fighters who attempted to surrender with their families were executed. Evidence of genocide was destroyed. The United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights investigation on Sri Lanka believes that the army may have destroyed evidence at the end of the conflict by digging up and burning bodies that had been buried. While Tamil people commemorate May 18th as Tamil Genocide Remembrance Day, the Sri Lankan government continues to celebrate May 18th as Victory Day, continuing to inflict psychological war on the survivors. The occupying army also prevents Tamil people on the island from remembering their loved ones killed by the Sri Lankan government and the armed forces. We would like to request everyone to please stand for a moment of silence to remember the victims of the Tamil genocide. Thank you. Victims of genocide must have the opportunity to tell their story and grieve. Survivors of genocides have reported high levels of post-traumatic stress disorder, high levels of depression and anxiety, and poor physical health. Genocide victims must be given the opportunity to share their experiences without fear or persecution by the government. By giving victims the opportunity to memorialize the genocide, the society will be better informed and the community will have the opportunity to heal from the injustice inflicted on them. In addition to sharing stories, providing the opportunity to mourn their losses will allow the community to move forward and reduce the impact of intergenerational trauma. Some PTSD symptoms include flashbacks of violence, nightmares, changes in moods and emotions, such as being unable to remember events, difficulty concentrating, irrational guilt, and reduced interest in social interaction. Memorializing genocide is very important. An example of the denial to commemorate the victims of genocide occurred in January of 2021. Sri Lankan state forces destroyed the Mullawaikal Genocide Memorial Monument in the grounds of Jaffna University. It is situated in an area consisting of Tamil people. After widespread protests and hunger strikes by Jaffna University students and condemnation from international politicians, a replacement monument was constructed and unveiled in April of 2021. Here is a question for you to think about. How would you feel if you experienced a traumatic event and you could not talk about it? Healing for the victims of genocide is crucial. Genocide survivors need to be given the opportunity to share their grief in order to heal. Healing often occurs in the context of community. Fear does not support healing. It only adds to the anguish being experienced by survivors. Survivors need to feel a sense of safety, to be able to openly communicate their experiences and build the connections with the community in order to heal. Once survivors have the freedom to share their experiences, they are now writing the narrative and safeguarding the truth, which will allow them to grieve. Accountability and justice are crucial. Despite the overwhelming weight of evidence, successive Sri Lankan governments adamantly denied killing anyone. They have also used all diplomatic channels to continue to deny their role in the genocide, using their embassies and expatriate community members loyal to them. Justice allows victims to begin the healing process and also hands down the punishments to the perpetrators. The new Prime Minister and President of Sri Lanka claimed that there would not be any foreign judges or international involvement in the investigation of war crimes, contrary to the promises made in the UNHRC resolution that their previous governments pledged and co-sponsored. How is it possible for those accused of war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide be able to investigate themselves? It is important to note that the current president was the defense secretary serving near the top of the chain of the command at the height of the Tamil genocide in 2009. His brother, Mahinda Rajapaksa, is the current prime minister and served as the president and commander of all the army forces during the height of genocide against the Tamil people in 2009. Both individuals are credibly accused of serious allegations of war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide through command responsibility. Continuous reports detailing severe ongoing human rights violations, including widespread torture, suggest that Sri Lanka's culture of impunity has not been addressed. This inaction bears testimony to the fact that the Sri Lankan state is unwilling to deal with the past crimes or even ongoing violations and restore genuine justice to the Tamil victims. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, stated, "Accountability matters, not only because it provides justice for victims and punishment for perpetrators, it matters because ending impunity is central to ending genocide. Prevention and punishment, the explicitly stated twin aims of the Genocide Convention, can never be seen in isolation from each other. Punishment is key to prevention. Impunity is an enabler of genocide. Accountability is its nemesis." Over 73 years ago, the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide was introduced with the motive that never again would a genocide take place as in the Holocaust. However, this has not been the case. The Rwandan genocide, Darfur genocide, Rohingya genocide, and the Tamil genocide are just a few examples of events taking place after the convention was introduced. Let us all take a pledge together. I pledge to not commit, condone, or stay silent about violence against any ethnic group. From this day forward, I promise to be part of the solution to end all forms of racism, ethnic cleansing, and genocide. Thank you